question about your revenue guidance here and the beat that you have posted so far. How much of a role did the recent price increases play in the quarter's performance?
No, if you look at the quarter, I mean, and actually the last 4 quarters, our strategy is working. We have a lot of vectors of growth all the way from our broadband, fixed wireless access, our step-ups, prepaid is growing, and then we have our adjacent services with perks and all of that. So all of them are actually contributing. And then the last, I would say, 3-4 quarters have also been very good and disciplined on our cost levels. So we get the leverage. So our EBITDA was $12.8 billion, a growth of 4%. So we raised the guidance both for EBITDA, EPS, and free cash flow. All of them sort of coming from generation of good financials. But it's based on the customer offerings we have built over the last year. That is really resonating with the market, either on broadband or wireless. And for all customers, we're serving all customers in the United States, all the way from the governmental or federal customers to large enterprise, SMBs, and consumers. So that's what you see right now resonating with the financials. But ultimately, it's about having the right offerings for our customers.
Well, let's talk about those cost levers a little bit more when it comes to wireless, because, okay, you had a net loss of 51,000 monthly wireless phone subscribers in the period. Analysts had been expecting a gain, actually, of about 12,000. At the same time, you did have those wireless price increases go through. How many more times can you pull that lever and continue to raise prices?
I think we had a price increase on consumer postpaid in the first quarter that has been lingering to the second quarter. I never disclose my commercial strategies going forward, but I think we have a good value, we have a good proposition, and we have an enormous good value on the consumer side. But you cannot forget our business side, where enterprise and SMBs are continuing the growth for us, both in wireless and broadband. Overall, in the quarter, we had more than 300,000 new customers coming in at the same time as we gain in efficiency.
So what does this mean for the progress and the path to restoring growth in phone subscribers?
So if you look at the quarter again, we had 300,000 new customers coming in on wireless and broadband. We're building the network once, that's a strategy, and then getting as many profitable connections on top of it. So this quarter was 300,000 again. So that's why we're growing our business at the moment. And we had the first half year, our service revenue, which we are measured on, is growing 2.4%. The overall revenue was growing 5% this quarter, way over 34 billion, was driven by a lot of upgrades on phones. So we have growth in our business right now, and we're getting leverage on that because we have 4% growth on EBITDA, we have 6% growth on EPS. So clearly that is falling through, and the efficiency works. So we are very focused on the growth. We have many vectors of growth, but also we are very financially disciplined how we spend that money to grow that customer base.
Curious to talk a little bit here about what you're seeing in the big, beautiful bill, because you cited favorable tax reform as one of the things to be optimistic about. So walk us through specifically what benefits you see there from tax reform and how that translates into the next quarter, into the year ahead, for example.
Yeah, so when it comes to the bill that was passed, I mean, there was one piece that is very important for Verizon. That's, of course, the depreciation we can do directly on our capital investment. That have this year an impact of $1.5 billion to $2 billion on our free cash flow. So it's significant. Together with our operation, our cash flow from operation that is improving. That's why we increased our guidance with almost $2 billion in the quarter compared to the financial guidance we had from the beginning of the year. So that's one piece of the bill. The other piece of the bill is, of course, that the government wants to auction out spectrum again. Verizon is in a great position of spectrum today, but over the time, as we as a country want to be the most digitalized country in the world, spectrum needs to come out for 6G and other technologies going forward. So we're very encouraged to see that as well. It's going to take time before that spectrum comes out for auction, but it's good that the government are thinking long term in this area.
On tax impacts in particular, your earnings are perhaps the more obvious first set of glaring results that show you a benefit immediately. But is this kind of a one-time benefit, or do you see some sort of ripple effect that comes out of that big, beautiful bill for you and maybe even the rest of corporate America, frankly?
So the tax benefit has not impacted our financials yet. That's going to be in the second half and then going into next year because it's a perpetual sort of benefit we have. So that will continue. But I think for us, we are very disciplined with our capital. We already increased our capital for 2025 compared to 2024. Now we have our Frontier acquisition pending. We're waiting for the last approvals here. When that comes in, of course, we're going to make a holistic view how we're going to do capital allocation going forward. But always we put first priority in the business. Number two, we have increased our dividend 18 consecutive years, and we're going to put our board in a position to do that. And then we pay down our debt to get our leverage ratio. And after that, including Frontier, we're also going to come to buybacks. We're going to package that in the next couple of months and talk to the market how we see about capital allocation and the benefits of incorporating Frontier when that's approved.